Hey, bosses. Hey, all my brand savvy bosses. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you come in, put hashtag replay. If you're watching a replay, put hashtag brand savvy. If you are on live, we want to see who's on in the chat. I want you to interact in the chat. The admin and support will be responding to the replay and to the live. I am doing multiple things and I'm so excited about today's lesson. So just a few announcements. Let me just lower down our music for today. So just a few announcements. If you were in a VIP group, I will be uploading the portal with the office hour time for those who took advantage of the office hour time to help get more strategies on how to move forward. I'll be putting the replay in there so you can look at the replay in the portal. If you are still interested in getting those bonuses from the VIP, you are still able to do that and just get the VIP plan if you want that. But I am giving so much value here. Find an accountability partner that will help you through this process. If you want an accountability partner through this, put on the chat that you would like an accountability partner, that someone to help hold you accountable, to talk to, network. Just meet up with someone that will help you through this process. Let me just fix my hair so I can look decent. All right. So today, let me get my presentation going because I want to do that. But one more last thing. If you have not filled out the survey, please make sure you filled out the survey. I know there was a little glitch in the survey, so I fixed that glitch. Our team has went in and fixed the glitch. And so you're able to do it. And if you're interested in entering or having another entry to for completing the survey, please put your name on the bottom so we're able to enter you into the giveaway that we're having during this challenge. So the last day to enter for this challenge, for that giveaway, is on Sunday after day 9. Because on day 10, I will come on and we will do our first giveaway. Well, maybe 2 giveaway. And for day 10, you might want to be live too on there too. So I'm probably going to go back in. You might see that the times for the Saturday and Sunday might be a little bit glitchy. So I'm trying to still figure out what's going on with that. So I'm going to probably delete them and put them back on again on the platform. But you will got it too. So let me just not spend too much time doing opening stuff. Let's just get started in our training, right? So if you're ready, say ready in the chat. Okay, so let's get the first. Let's see. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen right here. My presentation for day 7. Y'all are keeping me on my toes. I need that breather myself too. I know a lot of you guys need the breather, but I need the breather for myself too because I overestimated how much this would need for that too. So let me just make sure. Let's see how I want to keep this. I'm just if I want to have it like this. Or can I move this around? I cannot move this around. Let's see. Okay, let me just put it back the way it was because it was better for you to see everything. And let's get started. So today we're talking about utilizing visuals and graphics in your social media platforms and stuff like that too. So this one is a little bit tricky. So if you don't have an eye for design, I'm going to give you a couple of tips about that. And then we're going to get started with that. So We already talked about our agenda. So first of all, content with relevant images get 94% more views than content without images, underscoring the importance of having visuals and engagement. So, yes, you may have, when people get something that catchy, you want to stop their attention, something that, hey, this had nothing to do with it, but here's what you want to read the comments for more information. Yes, so this is according to Social Media Today, that content with relevant images have more views than those without. So now we're looking at why is this important? So let's go into it. So the role of visuals in branding. So a visual can capture the attention and convey message quickly. You want to be able to share your message really quickly. We said at the beginning that 7 seconds is all you get of sometimes people's attention. And sometimes that is even less. So you want to stop them at least in the first 3 seconds. So say, hey, stop, and then let us go. So here, next is you want to use high quality, relevant images, and graphics. So you want to make sure they're good quality, they're not low quality, because then people are like, okay, this doesn't make sense, and they'll move on. You want something like, hey, this looks interesting. Let us stop and look at it. The second thing is I want to talk about is how visuals can reinforce your brand identity and message. If you can see, notice that when you look at our things for this challenge, most of them are relevant to our brand. They are in line with our content pillars, our brand pillars of how we want thing to look. So you need to decide when you have your brand story, that brand story, you have your brand voice, figuring out what is your brand identity and what message you want to convey and what visuals will convey that message. If you have a kids line, do you need to use kid-friendly language? Are you drawing to the kids, or are you trying to attract the parents in their lives? And how will you stop and get their attention? So all of that takes strategy and test to see what works and what does not work. So you want to be consistent, even when it comes to the font you use, the visual. If you can see, like all my presentations, we have certain fonts that we use for our business because we have a brand kit. There is a big importance of having a brand kit, a brand pillar. All of those things play a major role. So now, consistent visuals are very important. So I'm going to share some strategies and a few about how to maintain a consistent visual style across all platforms. The brand kit plays a big role in that. I believe I showed you the brand kit for the company for our company that we have, and this is why I love Canva, because if you look right now, I'm sharing my Canva brand kits. I have brand kits for different things: my nonprofit, my own personal brand, even for this group, Brand Savvy CEO, it has its own brand kit. Although it's maybe similar, but I have different ways we use the colors versus what I have for the company, because they're all tied together in a way, but we don't have to. We want to make them consistent, not the same. So I'm going to go through this one here. So you have your logos are consistent. I talk about your colors, your fonts. So we have certain font that we use. If you go in there, it tells you the exact font that's used for you. I'm not going to change anything here. And whatever, we have our primary logo, our secondary logo, our submarks, our favicon. I mean, the little individual mark. You have all of these submarks on there. And then you talked about your brand voice and photos that align with graphics and icon that align with your business, right? So you're thinking of things like that to to say, okay, how can I make things consistent? So when you're designing on Canva or whatever platform, you're keeping a consistent brand color, font, logo, all the visual. You create a style guide for visual consistency. It makes it easier when you're designing because you don't have to worry about what fonts I'm going to use. You already know what you're going to use to make sure things look consistent all around because you already have it set up. There is no need, and you don't need to have like 5 different fonts in there. In our mentoring group, we had our one of someone came in. I had someone come in and teach. She's really good with with fonts and color theory, and so that was her field of study. And came in and teach the group that, and she comes in, I think this was her second time coming in, so I have her come in like every once a quarter just to make sure to just do an evaluation of your consistency of that. And goes a long way. You can ask her questions so you can see updates, so she is able to track your progress through that. So this is one thing, and she's the one who actually helped with her and my brand consultant teammate, well, our brand creative director, that help us make sure everything stay in line, because we can't do it alone. You have to have a team to do that. So here's some other things of how it stays consistent. You can see the consistency throughout the brand, where we have our newsletter, our post that we're posting, whatever we're doing, our social media page. There's difference between having something that is consistent versus something that's uniform. Uniform meaning that everything's the same. And you want to have everybody in the same family. I mean, you can look at this and see, okay, I can see her brand palette from here. We can see where she's taking inspiration from. Things you might have one or two that might be a little different, but it's still consistent. You want to be consistent. Right? And even here, where we have our different products that we're doing, like our ebooks, our things we try to make sure we keep it as consistent as possible, so you can say, okay, this came from the same family. Even when we're doing our images, we said we don't want to use cartoony image. We want to use real live image of people and that we have in our community, or that we created in our AI or whatever. And I think most of these were made in Midjourney. You're able to create things that will help complement your brand, even when it comes with your logos and your submark I talked about earlier today. So creating impactful graphic. So I'm going to give a couple of tips for designing the graphic that's both attractive and effective in communication. I don't know what's going on. It says what's going on today. Don't worry about that. I probably need to go back and take this part out. I'll take it from that. But because I have these things, you want to have a balance between text and imagery. You don't want to have all text, because some people will not read that much text, and you don't want to have all images and be like, okay, what's the point? So you want to be able to have that delicate balance behind it. You want your text to be scannable, keywords to pop out, because people just scan, and then if it pops out, then they will stop and read, right? So you can use tools like Canva, because Canva has DALL-E 3 in it, so you can generate your own stuff. You can use ChatGPT to create your images. Also, DALL-E is on ChatGPT. Adobe Firefly is good. It's free. It's not, it's not as great as the other one, but it do. And have Adobe Sparks, we said, and then Midjourney. Midjourney is a little bit more complicated and more advanced. But for those who are beginners, ChatGPT with DALL-E or Canva's DALL-E might be your best tool to start off, or Adobe Firefly, because you just go in there and just state what you're looking for. And when you're creating a graphic and you want them to look like the one that we showed you just now, you want to say create a photo in 4K. You want to say create a picture of this, and then if it doesn't work, you will say, hey, and ChatGPT, I love talking to say, can you make it look like a picture? You can even upload a picture that you like, or style. You say, hey, can you describe this picture? And then when they'll take that description and recreate something else that's close to that picture, so it can stay in the same family of what you like to. So that's amazing. This is why I love ChatGPT Pro. No one's paying me for say that. There's other options also, but they're not as good as ChatGPT. I know Bing has one, Google have one. They're going to be, but so far the competing one is Midjourney and ChatGPT's DALL-E 3 because of the way you can just have a conversation and talk to it too. So, oh, what happened? Right. So visuals and audience engagement. So here's how, so we're just going to continue how to you can use visuals to increase the audience interaction. I'm going to show you a lot of the visual that we use in our company email. So I'm just showing that right now. So we have a different one. These were when we're using the carousels. Oh, it went by really quickly. I thought it was going to just open up. Let me have it open. See if you let me open it up. Oh, I have to go right here. So we're going to open it up. Yeah. So you can see really quickly. So you can have different one of how you can engage your audience of what you wanted. This was like part of a slide, quick scannable. You don't want to have, so when that, this was, this was like the second slide, what we have there, but you're able to, have them slide through it and say, you got it. We had one thing that's really quickly just to engage them. So you have different ways. So we have a whole set of different visuals, like even visuals that moves that you're able to do, have your talking. So you're able to do, I like the little carousels one. You 3 ways to tell if you would become you become more than a solopreneur, and then it goes through a whole bunch of different options here. All right, so I'm not going to go through the whole entire options in here, but I'm just trying to share a couple of different images you're able to engage. You just want to make sure, like this one is just very quick, very scannable. You figure out, have you seen us lately on YouTube? And okay, the little button subscribe right here, and I would go to that one too. So you have different ways of doing it. I think when we were trying to get one, I was doing a live with one of my mentees, and we were featuring her. This is shout out to Carla in the group. We had her on there. You're able to quickly tell them what's going on, where to find us, and we share this in the stories so they're able to go back and engage and make sure that they watch it. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that we have on there that would. I'm just trying to go through them really quickly because we have a lot of stuff that we had done. So this is like also when I had a live with Miss Sheila, the luncheon with Miss Sheila. Shout out to Miss Sheila Hill. She's about selling on Amazon. Same way. You want to do quick, easy to read, not too much stuff. Just tell them what it is, because people it has to be scannable. They should be able to look at it and scan it in a couple of minutes. I'm trying to see if there's any other person. I'm trying to see if shout out anybody else, but LinkedIn, very quick, very scannable, save for later, action plan. Hey, save this for later. And it was able to go through all the different stuff that you can do on LinkedIn, right? And after we had a little poll for people, we had a poll that did there so they can engage, just different things that we went over. Let me see if I can escape this. I need to go back into the presentation mode. Okay. So here is your framework for application. How are you going to apply it? I know I'm sharing a lot. And this time around, I know this is like more pre-recorded. You can ask your questions in the chat. I might pop up. I'm possibly going to pop up tonight on tomorrow night, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm trying to see which tonight. I'll give you a heads up. I'll give you a preview of when I would come back and answer your questions, or I would come in and put a video and drop it in the chat of any questions you have throughout this presentation, because I am pre-recording this, but I'm also right now engaging in the chat while you're watching, so you're able to ask your questions and I will be able to respond in the chat. So here is what your framework for today's lesson. First, you want to do a visual identity assessment. Review your current visuals and identify areas that you can improve. I would go look through that and say, okay, I'm going to look at my picture, see what I need to do to improve. I need to make it more consistent. Make a note of what you need to hear. Here's what I need to improve. If you don't know, this is where, we can support you in that. And, the mentoring group member is open until the end of this challenge. So if you are interested in applying, please apply. And I'll put the link in the group for you if you want to apply to possibly join the mentoring group. That would, you're able to, the application process is still open, and that once we look at your application, we will see and we'll send, if you, when we do the qualifying, I think you apply, we'll look at it, our team will look at it, and one of us will get back with you with the next steps of enrolling into the program. So then you want to create and refine your visual guidelines. So we have content pillars. We have a guideline book of what we do post. So you want to develop guidelines for consistency of use of your visual to be in line with your brand identity. I'm not going to share how important that is because it helps when you're onboarding a team. Once you have those visuals in place, they're able to know, okay, these are the guidelines that we have for our brand. We don't want you to go out of guideline because this is not your brand, this is our brand. Stay within our guidelines, stay within our identity. If there needs to be a reframing of our identity, then we will talk about that as a team. But until then, please follow the guidelines. So this is how we work. So when we have other people coming in, our interns or any of our team members, they know exactly that they have to that's one thing that they need to review is our brand guidelines. Then design graphics. So we have, I think I want to just show you had 151 graphics. We probably have other ones that have more than that, but you design graphics to go in line with that. And these are like templates. So when I'm going to do my carousel, my slide, I don't have to go redesign the whole entire thing. We already have our templates in place. We just duplicate and create and just type in the words, and it makes it really easy. Okay, these are how we're going to be doing our carousel. This is what we're going to work on, and it's stay consistent throughout. Look at it. So the last thing I want you to do is implement and evaluate. Incorporate these visuals into your content and monitor the engagement. There will be one point we're going to be going over analytics. So this will be one way to do it, to monitor your engagement. Okay, which one really worked and which one don't work and which one people do not engage in. And remember, you don't need to have a whole bunch of people. You want to have the right amount of people, right? Okay, now, if this have add value to you and you made it this far, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please, what you waiting for? If I've add value, put a heart in the chat if this brought value to you. Or if you are watching on YouTube or you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, go check us out on YouTube, Elram Creative Solution, and see what else we have there to offer too, right? So now, your homework assignment for you to work on is to create a graphic that aligns with your brand identity and use it in a social media post. So that might be a bit challenging for you to do. Remember, I said this is not a go live challenge. It's about being visible. So try to create that. Use Canva. Use one of the other platforms I shared. And then after, share that design in the group for feedback and ideas if you need some ideas for that, and so we can see how is it going. It's more for accountability sake that you would want to share this in the group. All right, okay, so let's get to where at the end. I know you're watching, and I'm glad that you're taking this journey. Tomorrow we're going to be coming in with day 8. I know hopefully you're able to get some of these things done. If this is working for you, if this is helpful, I know one person mentioned that it's like a boot camp. I didn't realize it was feeling like a boot camp. It's a teacher in me, guys. I wanted it to be something just to give you the information. So Even if you can't implement everything right now, you get the knowledge and you can say, you know what, I'm going to take one of these days per week. So, because I'm cramming in 12 weeks of work in 12 days for you. So, and then these 12 weeks that you probably could do, it's a 12 week of work. This might take you 12 months to implement, because you might say, this month I'm implement month one, and that will be good too. You do it 1 month at a time, so you can know, okay, I'm going to take each of these 12 weeks stuff and I'm going to implement them once a month and work on them. And that's fine too. You can spend a whole month just working on making sure your graphic is consistent. So these are just some tools that you can have in your toolbox, so you're able to make sure that you are visible, so people can see you. They can know you. Whenever they see your brand, they know who it represents, right? All right. So hopefully this add value. I will see you again tomorrow. So if you have any questions, put them in the chat and I will answer them. Thank you for watching. See y'all. Let me put music on and jam out. Bye, everybody.